Okay, so we're over to pec minor now. Now, once again, with any of these areas, if if your clients haven't had work in this area, so you've got to be really mindful of your pressure, okay? Because the last thing we want is them guarding. All right, so what I'm going to do here in terms of engaging his pec minor, because Joel's not had work done here before, I'm going to make a really broad approach. Now, if I had someone in who's used to having this work here, I would treat it a little bit more aggressively, if you like. And when I say aggressively, obviously I'd probably be able to really lock in with sort of like a braced thumb, if you like. But because he's not had work on here before, I'm going to be a lot more broader. So what I'm going to use, and you don't need a lot of cream on here. So I'm going to use sort of a really loose fist. Okay, so we can see there's the anterior deltoid here. Drop down. We know the pec minor is going to be here coming off the coracoid process, and it fans out to about there. Okay, so that's the area we want to work. So we just got to scoop down, lock in. I'm going to grab his elbow, and then we're just going to slowly take it up into a little bit of abduction. And that's all I need, about that much movement. That's all. So we just sink down. How's that pressure, Joel? All good?
Yeah.
Yep. Just relax, relax, relax. That's it. Beautiful. Come down again. Beautiful. Relax. Beautiful, mate. That's great. Because it's broad, it's not making him guard, which is good. As I said, if I used sort of the braced thumb scenario, he'd definitely be guarding for sure. Yeah, there's a couple of different ways you can approach pec minor. Obviously, as I said before, I can do it with a braced thumb. That's a little bit more aggressive. He's not used to that work. I can even bring his arm up into this position here, and I can come up and underneath. But I'm not going to do that to Jolie. That'd be too much for him. And if you were, you'd have to have the towel over. You see there's the pec major there. You pick it up, lock onto pec minor, and then you can sort of mobilize through there like that. Okay, but I'm not going to do that to Joel today. That's too much. All right, that's our pec minor. Right, now that we've cleared Jolie's neck, what we're going to do now is see what his range of movement through his median nerve, see if we've got a change there. So remember when we tested him last time, obviously his range was quite restricted. So we put him on, he was lucky to get to about there, and he was feeling it all the way down his arm. So we're going to have a look and see what he's like this time, now that we've cleared the neck. So goes into lateral flexion. Okay, I come over the top, depress down, external rotation, wrist extension, and then we just bring him all the way until he starts to feel a stretch. So that's a lot better, but where are you feeling that now, mate? Yep, right there. Yeah. So whereabouts are you feeling it, buddy?
Yeah, a bit here, but then
most of it through here. Yep. Okay, so this is good. So we're now distal from where he was feeling it. So that's great. We've cleared that there. I'd say this bit up here that you're feeling is more the external rotation because you're quite tight in the posterior rotator cuff. So I don't think that's nerve. I think it's definitely down through here. So that's obviously where the median nerve's coming down. Remember that our pronator teres comes across here. The median nerve comes under it. So that obviously can get really, really tight, and that can entrap that nerve. So that's a good win. That's a good change. That's what we want. So now it's all about trying to get your full range back, and we'll just basically assess, a treat, assess, and a treat. All right. So let's just run through it again. You just tell me when you start to feel it, about there. Okay, and you're feeling it down through that area there.
Yeah,
yep.
Mostly. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. Let's treat it.